Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Tips. I am here today, guy, with this young lady. We're part of a mastermind together, and she is killing it. She's doing some things on TikTok. I'm like, what's going on here? So I had to bring her on so she could share a few gems with you guys. Stephanie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm excited because I know you have an amazing story. Can't wait for you to share that with everyone and really give them some nuggets today. So, to get the ball rolling, who is Stephanie?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. But my name is Stephanie. I am a successful entrepreneur, and I'm going to say that because we know we have to speak positivity over ourselves.
Yes.
Um, I'm originally from Barbados, but I moved to Brooklyn back in 2006, and I
Okay.
work with Chase Bank in a corporate company. As a business manager for 15 years, I was working with
Mhm.
clients from $1 million to $10 million in revenue. And I learned so much throughout my job that when I lost my job December 1st, 2020, I decided that I
Mm.
would never work for anyone else again. And I went full time
Mm.
into my business and just grew it, to where it is right now, where I have, brick and mortar, and I also have e-commerce as well.
Congratulations. Wow. So, hold on. You from the island just like I am, right? So, I'm from Haiti, you from Barbados. How
Okay.
was it? Yeah, how was it when you first came to the States? Like, what was your mindset?
It was hard. I'm not gonna lie because I didn't
Mm.
have any family. I was just me and my dad. I didn't have like a lot of
Mhm.
my family there. I didn't have any friends. So transitioning from a very, 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 very small country, to this big city, it was like an eye opener. Like I have to, accomplish a lot. But my why of why I have to do this was my son. I left him when he was
Mm.
3. I had him at 18. So,
Wow.
it was definitely he was my reason to make it happen, to move to this big city and make better for me, make better for him, my mom, and just be something different from what I grew up knowing. So
That's
that was my
amazing.
why. It was a shocker, but you know what? It has to work or it has to work, right?
I love it. That's right. That's right. So I want to go a little bit deeper before we talk about the business, right? You were a banker for about 15 years.
Yes.
So how was it being a banker and working with business owners? What are some of the things you've seen every day?
Being a business manager, I loved my job. The best part about my job was helping entrepreneurs become successful in their business, understanding
Mhm.
their business, and structuring their business the right way, where the bank can say yes versus no. And a lot of
Mm.
it was a lot of no's because I realized a lot of entrepreneurs are not structured properly or they do not understand their business. They're great at what they do in
Yeah.
terms of, if let's say they're a boutique owner, they love fashion, they're great at knowing the fashion, but they're not so great at the finances or understanding, is my business structured properly enough that when I grow,
Yeah.
and I need financing, I can get it versus, when they're growing and they need finances, the bank is saying, well, unfortunately, we are unable to approve you at this time. Nobody liked that.
Mm.
And we were getting a lot of that from small businesses. And
Wow.
I myself used to educate my customers, let them know, hey, this is the reason why you got declined. This is what you can do. In 6 months, you could come back to me and, see if we're able to help you. But the biggest part was, it wasn't enough yeses. And what
Gotcha.
I've also realized in banking, not to knock them because they were amazing, but at the same time, they don't really educate you on how you can get a yes.
That's true.
So, they'll tell you, unfortunately, unable to, approve you at this time, but they're not going to tell you, well, this is how you can get approved. So for
Gotcha.
me, I personally took it upon myself to educate my clients so that they can get more yeses than nos.
That's amazing because I think that's one part that's missing in that whole puzzle, right? Because you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to scale, you want financing. They tell you not approved, but nobody really break down. Okay, you fix your credit, you make sure you have an LLC, you do this, you do that, and then boom, you get approved in 6 months. So the fact that you did that, you added a lot of value to these people. Now, fast forward 2020, you got fired from that position, and you decided to go all in on your business. Talk a little bit more about that experience. How was that? Because that was the year of the pandemic.
Yeah. So there was a pandemic. The pandemic had just started. And, I got the call on December 1st, letting me know that I will no longer be a part of, their team. And
Wow.
honestly, I didn't feel bad. I honestly went back to bed, took a nap, got up, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this stuff. And I wrote out, a plan of how I'm gonna be able to make this happen. And I
Mm-hmm.
executed it, and I wasn't like sad or anything. Everybody was like, well, you could go apply for another bank because you're gonna get approved, get another six-figure job. But in my head, because of what I've been doing in my company before
Yeah.
that time came, I know I was making more than my monthly salary working my
Oh.
business on the side. So it was a no-brainer for me. Why would I work for somebody else? If I could take my business from $500 a month in my garage to
Mm-hmm.
$10,000, a month, I know I can grow it even more. So why would I
Mm.
say, let me go look for another job to pay me six figures a year when I could
Yeah.
go and invest in my company and invest in myself to make six figures a month?
I love it. I love the mindset. And I also love the fact that you didn't, a lot of people will start businesses after they got fired or laid off. You already had a business that was your side hustle, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna build this up for myself, right? And you
Yeah.
took it upon you and start moving. Now, tell us more about your company, right? The business that you had that you've been thriving for the past 2 years. What exactly do you do?
So Fashion Dollz Boutique is a women clothing brand. We
Mm-hmm.
sell shapewear for women who either have plastic surgery or
Mm.
pre-op women who did not have plastic surgery to enhance their bodies. And then we
Oh,
also
wow.
sell women clothing. So it's where luxury meets the everyday woman, meaning I want my everyday woman to feel luxurious, to look
Mm.
luxurious without breaking the bank.
I like that. That's a pretty interesting niche, right? Because a lot of women do go through surgery, but you don't think about having specific clothing for them or be able to really cater to them. What
Correct.
triggered that idea and said, okay, I'm gonna focus on that?
So for me, back in 2017, when I had my very first surgery, it didn't go
Mm,
so well. And that was
okay.
because of lack of knowledge, even from doctors who, that's their profession, right? Like they know
Yeah.
what they're supposed to be, or at least know what they're supposed to be doing. But in my case, I was informed, incorrectly by my doctor, and my procedure didn't go
Wow.
very well. So I educated myself and did research and found another doctor to fix it, but then also
Mm,
educated me correctly. And I just wonder, like, how many more women out there are going through the same thing? Like,
mm,
it cannot be just me.
yeah.
So, with further research, I found a community of thousands and thousands of women, a very private community that all had the
Wow.
same issue. And I just connected with them. So through me going through my procedure that corrected it and made it, what it is today, plus,
Yeah.
me taking care of my body and my post-op care and taking it very serious, I even came up and invented a product that can help women improve their results, which is called an ab board that they use to help make their stomach flatter, control the swelling, and give them the look that they're really looking for after their surgery. And I literally created that product and sold it to thousands of women. They're like, yes, this is what we need.
Wow.
So from my background of business banking, I know how to protect my assets. So I
Smart.
worked three jobs and I filed for a patent on that product that I invented, which was actually approved in Black History Month and published
Congrats.
last month. So now I own my product, which is called an ab board. It has a patent on it.
Wow, congratulations. How was that patent registration process? Because I don't think a lot of us know what goes into that.
It's a process. And that's why I always say hire an attorney, like
Mm,
a lot of people try to do stuff themselves because they think they'll save more money or
yeah,
is a quicker process. But honestly, you have to kind of what I say, stay in your lane, right? So as a
mhm,
business owner, you are great at doing certain things, but like a CPA, you want to hire a CPA because I'm great at fashion. I'm great. Yes, I know finances, but I'm not a CPA. So I need to hire a
mhm.
CPA. So it's the same process. You're great at inventing something, but how do you protect it? What's the process of protecting it? I don't know. So you have to invest your money, you know, in someone that can actually help you go through the process. So I hired an attorney. I knew a little bit about it, but not enough to do it myself. So I hired an attorney, thousands of dollars, to file for my patent to make sure I get approved, because sometimes it could get declined based on what it is. So I need to make
Mm.
sure that this actually gets approved. And it took 2 years before it was approved and published.
Well, congratulations for going through that process, and now you know that process. So anytime you go at it again, you already know exactly what to do, which
Correct.
takes me to my next question, right? Because what really grabbed my attention was when you mentioned in the group how you were killing it with TikTok. I thought that was a pretty exciting way to market your business. So let's talk a bit more about the marketing side. I know you have the place in the mall. I know you also have the e-com, and you have a lot of things going on. So talk to us more about how do you even market your business in TikTok? Because a lot of people think TikTok is more like, just for dancing and making jokes, but they don't understand the power of the marketing behind it.
Absolutely. So I love TikTok. Honestly, I got into TikTok. My son actually got me onto TikTok. He's like, "Mom, you need to be on TikTok." And he created my TikTok account. And I for my products, I have waist trainers.
Hmm.
So I literally just went on, I did a video and it showed them my waist, showed them how to use the product, and it went viral. It has over 27 million views.
Wow.
And I grew
Congrats.
to over 100,000 followers, and everybody was so invested in like trying to figure out, how do you get your waist so small? Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I literally just started responding to people, because again, people needed to be educated. Like, when you, especially for like my main part of my business is, post-op care with my surgery dolls, a lot of
Hmm.
them don't know the process of aftercare. So
Mm.
TikTok is like a whole new audience. They have Instagram, they got Facebook, but they also have TikTok. And that's a whole new audience. And they're curious too. They're like, I have that problem. How can they help me? So I just
Mm.
started being myself, telling them about the product, educating about the product, not selling it, because you don't want to be a salesperson when you become a business owner. You don't want to
Mm.
sell, you want to solve people's problems. You want to come up with a
Yeah.
solution. So I have a solution to people's problems, and I was educating them, which turns into sales. So that's what
Mm.
I started doing, to my followers on TikTok. And it just went
Wow.
crazy from there.
So let's go back a little because you said a lot here, right? You said that video that got you 20 plus million views with you demo your product.
Yes.
That's amazing. So did you put anything extra, any hashtag on there, or
I
how
didn't
does
know
those people
about
find you?
hashtags. I honestly didn't know about hashtags. So my son just posted it, and he put how to wear your waist trainer, or something was the caption, how to wear your waist trainer. And we
Okay.
just posted it. And literally that same night, it just went crazy. My phone was going off. I was like, whoa, what is going on? And he was like, "Ma, you went viral." I'm like, "What?"
Oh wow,
So literally,
that's
I had
awesome.
people stealing my videos, my photos, and using it on their brand. Like, it's just all over the place. So yes, you want to utilize all social media platforms, but TikTok is definitely an avenue, because, like I said, I'm not a salesperson. I'm more of a
Yeah.
solution person. I love
Mhm.
to educate, which then is automatically going to turn into sales for me. So I educate all my TikTok followers on my products, my services, and then they're like, "Well, how do I buy?" And I'm like, "Okay,
Mm.
click the link in my bio," and they purchase it. So that's how I
That's
utilize
awesome.
TikTok platform.
I love it. I love it. Thank you again for sharing those nuggets. Now, to kind of wrap things up, what is one tip you would share with any business owners, right? Because you grew your business really fast within the past 2 years, that you would share with any business owners to kind of help them either grow their business or things that they should be aware of? Because you've also worked with a lot of business owners over the past few years.
Yes, absolutely. One thing, it's probably a couple, but one thing I would say is, do not give up, even when it gets hard, and just be yourself. Do not
Mm.
give up, because sometimes, throughout business, there are going to be difficult times. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to be like, okay, what's going on? But don't give up. You have to keep applying the pressure, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to invest, and don't be scared to spend money to make money,
Mm.
because at the
Say it
same time,
again. People
a
don't
lot of
understand.
people, yeah, you don't be scared to spend money to make money. You have to invest yourself. And one of my mentors, I call her my mentor, she always tells me, don't ask how much it's gonna cost you. ask yourself how much money you're going to make when you invest in yourself, when you invest in a mentor, when you invest in a product, when you invest in more inventory, but also have a plan and a structure and then execute. So don't be afraid to do those things, you know, because that's the only way you're going to grow. So just go for it.
I love it. I love it. Go for it. So with that said, if somebody want to connect with you, go to your store, your physical store, and even go to your site, how do they reach you?
Absolutely. So my Instagram is CEO First Lady, spelled out CEO First Lady. My Instagram, my TikTok is First Lady, the Boss Lady. And my
Okay.
website to my business is fashiondollzboutique.com.
Awesome. So TikTok, Instagram, or go right to Fashion Doll Boutique. Now, your store is located where?
My store is located in the Orange Park Mall in Jacksonville, Florida.
Guys, check her out. Stephanie, she's amazing. She just gave us tons of gems, especially with TikTok. So reach out to her if you need her. Thank you again for jumping on. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.